Let's get a quick take on Robert Malone turning down the CEO job offer from Connect for Health Colorado last week. Malone's decision comes on the heels of a legislative committee voting to increase its influence on the CEO position. Patty Calhoun from Westward, what did you think of, was this because of what the legislature did, or is this simply a person deciding to pass on a job for organizations that had some pretty difficult times?
Well, and let's not forget the excuse that his family didn't want to relocate here to Colorado, because who would want to live in Colorado compared to, say, New York? No nice lifestyle, no beautiful scenery. It was a little, there were several things that were suspicious here. One, that he was the only finalist, so there's no backup plan. And two, that the timing of him refusing the gig came right after the fact that maybe it wasn't going to be such a delightful gig after all.
David Kopel from the Independence Institute and DU Law School. What did you make of the announcement? Is the legislature stepping in a little bit too far?
It's a continuing disaster, this thing, from day one. The legislature, I don't think, would have approved it if they knew how it was going to turn out. And the blame goes not only to Governor Hickenlooper for signing the creation of this and for the miserable administration of it since then, but also to then Majority Leader Amy Stevens, the Republican from Colorado Springs, who pushed this through. We don't have to have one of these. It's not mandatory under Obamacare, and it's another good example of when government expands so fast and takes on too many new things at a time when it's not even doing its core jobs well. Inevitably, you get screw-ups like this.
Ed Sealer from the Denver Business Journal, you are our man at the Capitol. What do you think about all this?
Well, I mean, I really do think this probably did have something to do with it. I mean, I was at the meeting where they said, okay, we're gonna have some more oversight into your hiring. This is what the legislative committee told the Connect for Health board. The Connect for Health board then later that day released a statement saying they have a finalist. That seemed pretty bad timing to start with. Like, maybe you might have mentioned even at that meeting, okay, you can do this, but by the way, we have a finalist. That, of course, just set a divide up. And if I were Mr. Malone, I would have probably looked at this too and said, boy, this doesn't look like a great situation. But I will also say that when you spend hundreds of millions of dollars setting up a quasi-governmental entity like this exchange is, you should expect that if you're going to be the CEO of it, you're going to come under a lot of public scrutiny, especially during the first years. I disagree with Dave. I don't think it's a disaster. I think some things have gone wrong, but I think they've also been able to use this to get 140,000 people insurance as well, and businesses still support it, even if a bit more tepidly than they once did. But hopefully the next CEO finalist will know there's going to be a lot of light shining on them.
Penn Tate, Attorney Greenberg Trarbig, longtime state lawmaker, wrap it up for us.
You know, I support Connect for Health. I agree with Ed. I think it's been beneficial to the state. But clearly what I think happened here is the board mishandled the situation. And the prospective CEO probably saw that his biggest obstacle was going to be he has a board that's politically out of touch with how they need to work and coordinate with the state government, particularly the legislature. They're a quasi-governmental entity. And he just said, I'm just not signing up for this. If the board can't get my hiring straight, what else can't they get straight? And it's unfortunate. It was a fumble that wasn't necessary.